On the front cover of this is a screenshot from somebody with mutual friends. Half the people in that picture are dead. Just saying. I gotta blow my nose again. I cry like a little bitch a lot. Don't tell my mother. What would she ever do? Goddamn, how fucking shameful. Right? So, Madi was the one who wanted to run around and start rumors that I was a rapist or a child molester or some creepy shit like that. The first person that I told that I was being treated like a child molester and a rapist was Madi. The second person I let know was Natalie Bollinger. The third person I let know was Alycia Bollinger. It doesn't register in your fucking heads what that means. I got no more internet access on this phone here, so as a result, I can't use it to play nothing for you right now. I do apologize. I also posted evidence that that's the truth. I posted up all the messages, well, as many as I could between Madi and I. I can't say I got all of them because she had 3 different accounts and I was only able to find 2 of them. I did make an account, the Michelle Brannick account. By the time I made that, I was in Rapid City, South Dakota. It was September of 2016. Anyway, I was up visiting Jamie Curtis and her son. And Jamie suggested that I make another account, and Joanna Taylor Smith suggested I make a new Facebook account. Joanna Taylor Smith was telling me that if I ended my life, she was going to make Natalie and Alycia and Madi's lives hell. I wasn't going to have that. So I did make the account, and I made it with the intention of destroying my Facebook account before ending my own life. That did not work out. That did not work out. What's Facebook's algorithm do when you're suicidal? You can't say nothing. Certainly not public. Or you'll be blocked from talking to your friends or family. Blocked from posting anything. And then it wants to give you these options like get a hold of a friend. But it won't let you get a hold of a friend. Why? Because Facebook puts you on a fucking ban. Y'all have no idea how fucked up this shit is. How evil people can be. How horrible people are. The police didn't care about any evidence. None whatsoever. They thought that I was their man and they were going to be able to peg me for all of it, and goddamn, they were wrong. And all these friends and family that wanted to tell me to just ignore it, just pretend it's not happening. Well, I posted them up on the internet doing that, and they were pissed off that they were on the internet, and you look at the tantrums that they threw. Instead of trying to be reasonable adults, they wanted to throw tantrums like children. How dare you post up my personal stuff, Sean? It's not your personal stuff. That was the situation, was it not? These people wanted to be pissed off that I spoke up about situations that I also had recorded. And a lot of these idiots didn't want to understand or comprehend how kind I was being. See, I can't turn this stuff into the police by myself. Someone else has to do it with me, somebody who actually cares. And I'd rather do that than post everything on the goddamn internet. But you know what? If you're not going to come forward, if you're going to tell me these things, but you're not going to tell the police, you're not going to tell the courts, you're not going to tell my public pretenders, you're not going to tell the public, you're not going to tell the media, and you're sure as not going to try doing so with me. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's what I got to ask you in that situation. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you in your tiny little brain that makes you think that it's okay to treat people like that? To lie, to cheat, to manipulate people who are supposedly your friends. Your friends are only your friends when you can gain something from them, right? Meanwhile, how many of you, after completely fucking me over and doing the worst possible things that you could have done in that situation, how many of you came to me afterwards, after Natalie was dead, to ask me for help, to tell me about all your problems? Being needy. But if I'm needy, you're mean about it. How dare I be needy? How dare I be disabled? How dare I be taken advantage of? How dare I be assaulted? How dare I speak up? So many people wanted to do really, really stupid things. Like claiming that I slandered them. When I already recorded it. You want to pretend I slandered you? Show me. Show me. Some of those people who wanted to be angry at me and type a bunch of mean shit at me claim I lied and I slandered them. And then I send them the recording. Here you go, these are your words. What you're claiming is slander came out of your mouth. It's recorded in your voice. The actual conversations themselves, and goddamn, people hate that, don't they? They block you immediately. Shows their content of character. Shows the quality of friend that they are. When no matter what, they're not even willing to listen to you. They just want to talk about how they're too broke to help anyone. I'm not asking them for money and they fucking know it. They just don't give a shit. And anything that they can do to fucking weasel their way out, that's what they'll do. We've taught women especially to do this, especially when it's a male who's the victim. Men aren't allowed to be the victims. I let Maddie Boa know that I was being treated like a child molester. She knew it wasn't true, but she didn't care. I let Natalie know that I was being treated like a child molester. She didn't give a shit either. I let Alycia Bollinger know that I was being treated like a child molester, and she didn't give a shit either. And I asked for help over and over and over again with my friends, who just wanted to talk over me and tell me what to do, what to think, what to feel. None of them could agree on the color of shit. So I started begging them to end my life. That includes asking Maddie Boa. I didn't just ask her to end my life, I begged her to do it. I told her I'd give her all my disability money. I told her I'd give her my car. I told her I would dig my own hole. God damn it. Tell the truth or put me in the ground. God damn it, Maddie. I can't see my friends because of the shit you said to your fucking drug addict friends. Sorry, your customers. I gotta be honest about it. You don't go fucking spreading rumors like that. You don't go pretending that somebody might be a child molester, might molest children. What you're trying to do there is gaslight them. You're trying to get it so that people won't listen to them. Same thing as when you call them mentally ill. Not that men don't have it bad enough already. Not that autistic people have enough of a problem being listened to and understood already. Most of us have PTSD. From what? Abuse. We're the most likely people to be neglected, which is why we're the most likely people to be abused. All of you know nobody's going to listen to the retard, and that's the category you put us in. You pretend that we don't get social cues. No, we get them. They're stupid, so we don't fucking care. Y'all talk about all sorts of crazy fantasy fucking bullshit, and you think it's the real world. There's a video game I like to play back in the day called Crossout. And one of the other players on that game, his gamer tag was Autism Saved My Life. Right? Cute, huh? Anyway, he used to type about being autistic, about having Asperger's. He said autistic people see the world for what it really is. And that's absolutely true. It's not that we don't get your social cues, that you guys say one thing and do another. We do observe you to see what kind of people you are, what your content of character is, who you're friends with when. We don't want to be around you because of how we see you treat your wallflower friends, and that's what we'll end up being, the tools in your toolbox. That's why our fantasy world is about getting away from you. But also, as you can see, there's many people who are autistic who are doing exactly that. It's not just a fantasy. Look at Elon Musk. You guys got my best friend killed because you wanted to pretend that because I'm different, I must be a rapist and a child molester. The humane thing to do would have been to put a bullet in my head. You know what the humane thing to do now would be? Literally the same exact thing. I almost thought I was considered a human being once. But y'all showed me how wrong I was. And I get it, it's my fault for being born with a penis. I was born with a penis. So it's okay to hurt me. It's okay to threaten to kill me and my friends and family. It's okay to assault me. When I can't defend myself, it's okay to kick me. It's okay to hit me. It's okay to run around and slander my name so that nobody will listen when I speak up about the shit that you fucking do. You know what Natalie Bollinger, Alycia Bollinger, Madi Boa, and Rose M. Kelly all had in common? They all knew I didn't molest anybody. All of them. And all of them knew that I was being treated like a child molester. Now, if I'd have had a friend that would have helped me to be able to take screenshots, Natalie Bollinger is actually a lot more reasonable than you might think. And if I'd have sent messages to Rose M. Kelly, if I'd have been able to actually send screenshots of the shit that people were doing to me, it might have been different. But you know what? Rose M. Kelly didn't bother looking. She didn't bother looking. She could have saved her daughter's life just by listening to me instead of forcing me to expose it. A lot of people told me when I went to them about the thing with Natalie Bollinger, they told me, hey man, you got to go public with that shit. Like, that is some fucked up shit, dude. Why don't you go public with it? Why don't you go public with it? And then there were the ones who were like, man, why don't you just go see a fucking therapist and get over the dumb bitch? I'm like, fuck, you're not listening. You're not fucking listening. It's not about Natalie Bollinger. It's about me being treated inhumanely. See, these predators come up to me, they pretend I'm a child molester, and then they assault me. Then after they assault me, they call me mentally ill. They tell me I belong in an institution, that I'm fucking mental, that I'm crazy. It's gaslighting, and it's fucking classical gaslighting. What's the difference between a man and a woman in the way they deal with things? A man is expected to be diplomatic until it's necessary to be violent, and then he is the one who is expected to be violent. See, here's the thing about all men, at least all men in the United States. What we're taught from birth is that it is our job to protect women and children. This is our job as men. This is our only reason for fucking existing. Everything else that we do is in support of protecting women and children. All of it. Everything in our lives. All of it. Women are taught to take advantage of that through gaslighting. If you don't get what you want, just pretend that this man strayed from the course. Just pretend that he's not protecting women and children. And that is our expectation, even out of lesbian man-haters. They expect that when they start shit, that a man is going to come defend them if they're getting their ass kicked, verbally or otherwise. So there was a butch who came down to Pearl Street. You know what a butch is, right? This is a lesbian who wants to be known as manly. She wants to basically be a man. Now, if you know anything about these folks, they're the most likely people to be killed. No, they're not. They're the most likely to kill themselves. There is nobody else in this country more likely to kill themselves than a woman who transitions to become a man. Now, before they become a man, a lot of them think that, hey, I'll act like what I assume a stereotypical man is supposed to be. That's completely fucking mental. The idea that men think about sex and nothing else is fucking mental too. We got too many stresses put on us by women and children. We don't have time to think about sex most of the time. And have you ever tried to do math when all you got on the brain is sex? I've had many people tell me this. Like, dude, man, I met this girl last night. We had some crazy sex, and I can't stop thinking about it. And this is at a job site. While the dude keeps fucking up using a measuring tape that he's used 1,000 times before and doesn't fuck it up. And here he is in one day fucking up 5 or 6 times. Also bitching about a hangover, usually. I got a saying, sex boils the brain. But it's not just sex, the thought of sex. When you get something stuck in your head like that. But then you guys pretend that I get it stuck in my head like that. I don't. I'm not interested in sex because the way that I grew up, yeah, sex is definitely not a good thing. Now, I've seen women that very much wanted to be men, wanted to go down to Pearl Street and exercise their experiences as men, and start fights with men, and accuse any man down there of mansplaining. And when the guys and a lot of the women try to ignore her, turn their back on her, she cold cocks one of them in the back of the head. And a lot of these women are very big, very large. And when you've got a large woman who wants to punch you like a man over and over and over again, yeah, don't expect that man to just take it. Now, that woman on Pearl Street, she got punched right in the nose. She was wearing glasses. And she, after probably hitting him, I don't know, I want to say 20 or 30 times, but I don't think it took him that long to stop covering up and fucking punch her right in the face. Like, it was just bam. And he didn't hit her hard. It's not like he was trying to shatter her nose. But the next thing he did, she's a really big woman. He fucking grabbed her by the throat. Goddamn right he did. Took one hand up to her throat, stuck his other arm underneath and his head underneath her arm so that he was behind her, and fucking pushed with the back of his hand, pushed them together as he was squeezing, pushed on the back of her neck and the front of her neck while squeezing. Was he really trying to kill her? No, he wasn't. He was letting her know, I don't care if you're 300 fucking pounds. I don't care if weebles wobble, but they're tough to topple over. He was a lot smaller than her. The thing is, he wasn't looking for violence. He wasn't looking for arguments. He wasn't looking to be bullied. None of... That's the thing, is that we don't, as men, go out into public with the intention of being treated like shit by women. We don't go at the grocery store to get groceries with the intention of having a man-hater pretend like because we glanced their direction that we're some sort of a pervert. That's not why we go to the grocery store. Men don't go to the grocery store to perv on you. We have to eat too. 80% of us are considered ugly by all women, or nearly all women. We're single. We don't have a wife or a mommy cooking for us. We have something called a life skill. We can cook for ourselves. But just like you, we need ingredients to do that. Now, if a man is ugly, when you get yourself all purdied up so that you can show that you're out on the market for male attention by putting on that makeup, by putting on that pleated Catholic schoolgirl skirt, you get that nice white Catholic schoolgirl shirt and a red bra, and then instead of buttoning up that shirt, you just tie it in a knot in the center. And then you go to the bar. And you want a certain kind of attention from a certain kind of man. All your Facebook bullshit aside, you show who you are at the bar. You try to dress up like you're underage. You're at the bar, okay? Everybody gets ID'd at the door. They know that you're 21. They know you're not some high school teeny bopper. They know you're legal to drink. They know that that makeup and that dress up is for a specific reason. You're trying to get a specific type of attention. Now then, of course, if we say you dressed for success, that the reason that you're getting that type of attention is because of the way that you chose to dress. And you say that doesn't make it okay to rape. Whoa, nobody here is saying that it's okay to rape anybody. The thing is, if you dress up and go down to the bar, dressed like that, and you find a man who's 6 foot tall of rippling muscles, and he's nice and he's kind to you that night, right? And then you have sex with each other, and you get pregnant, and then years later you're wondering why it is that your daughters are coming to you and saying, hey, daddy touched us in our naughty places. Well, did you think back to the night you met the guy? What were you advertising? Underage meat. There are a lot of predatory men out there. And when you go out fishing for those men, yeah, you're dressing like you're an underage girl. Any guy who's going to pick you up while you're dressing like an underage girl is a fucking sicko pervert. The hell's wrong with you? Going out literally seeking perverts who are into little girls. And of course, then you blame all men. When that dude that you chose, the guy that you went home with, was into little girls. Well, imagine that. How many women with my situation wanted to tell me how to dress, wanted to tell me to shave my face, dress nicer, and tell me the importance of how you look? That's right. That's right. That's the advice most of these women wanted to give me, is how to look. How to make myself look better physically. Why is that? It's because it is so important to women. When you breed with somebody, when you are searching for a potential mate, do you want somebody who looks like they can do something? Or do you want to breed with somebody who looks fat and slovenly and lazy and like their genetics are complete shit? They got Coke bottle glasses 2 inches thick, no hair on top. Yeah, they ain't got much of a future, do they? Because of looks. Specifically looks. See, for women, men are basically sports cars or workhorses, thoroughbred racehorses. Basically something that you vie for, that you're in constant competition for. You want the best of the mating stock, and you're allowed. But men want to do the same thing. It's genetics. Rape is not genetic. You can be attracted to somebody without raping them. Are you women capable of that? Are you? Are you capable of being attracted to somebody without raping them? I certainly hope the answer that you said was yes. Yes, you are capable of being attracted to somebody without raping them. That's good to know. Guess what? Men aren't much different from women. We can be attracted to someone without raping them. Now, you women, when a man tells you no and sets boundaries, are you okay with that? Does no mean no when a man says it? It has been my experience that it does not. That when a man sets a boundary, and it's an appropriate boundary, appropriate, the first thing that we've taught women to do is to walk right over that boundary. Over and over and over again. If she sets a boundary, is it treated the same way? No, it's not. But eventually we get taught being walked over. We get tired of saying, you wouldn't like it if people treated you that way. Those of you guys who are married, how many of you have told your wives that? You wouldn't like it if somebody treated you that way. You wouldn't like it if someone treated you like that. Kind of like them youngins down there. When I said I didn't like the N-word, what did they do? Use the N-word over and over and over again. Make it into a funny game to them. A lot of people say eventually boys have to grow up. And boys never grow up. No. The thing is, for most boys, they have to grow up way early. A lot of women, when they turn 18, until they hit the wall and are no longer desirable as a potential mate, or as desirable as younger potential mates, they're no longer attractive to the men in the age group that they're used to. You know, when you're 18 and you're attracted to a 25-year-old, Well, you're allowed to go date that 25-year-old. You're legally an adult. You're 18. But then when you're hitting 30, 35 years old, you used to be prettier. You used to have a few less lines in your face. Things didn't sag quite as much as they do now. And now you're looking at successful 25-year-olds, the very few, right, that these little girls are vying for. That's how you see them, as little girls. And you're not a little girl, you're a grown woman. But no, you're just becoming a woman now. Because prior to hitting the wall, what were you doing? Manipulating men into giving you what you wanted. A lot of women are severely disadvantaged, especially poor women, just due to the fact that from the age of 18 to 35, they tried the whole manipulating thing to use their looks to their advantage. Why are there so many sour men that are just sick of your shit, that aren't willing to date, that aren't willing to approach you? I've had man-hating lesbians threaten to kill me, threaten to stab me to death, threaten to rip off my balls. And I'm going to tell you what over. Opening a door. My God, how dare I? I'm a misogynistic pig because I hold open the door for a person. A person. I don't care if you're a dude. I don't care if you're a chick. I don't care if you don't like the words dude or chick. I don't care if you're a guy or a gal or a boy or a girl or a man or a woman. You're a person first. Women are not a different fucking species. Black people are not a different species. White people are not a different species. Men are not a different species. We are all human beings, every goddamn one of us. Fucking nut jobs and nut sacks, right? I got to deal with a lot of predators like Andrew Wolnez. Andrew Wolnez acts the same way that Madi Boa's friends in Boulder, Colorado did. Same fucking bullshit. You know, when you got fucking assholes screaming shit like that at you, yeah, you don't want to fucking be there. Like, Jesus goddamn Christ. What the fuck is this dipshit prattling on about? Oh, Madi Boa. All right, well, I'll talk to Madi Boa then. Hey, Madi Boa. What the fuck's this bullshit I'm hearing that people are putting their nasty cockbeaters on me for? She didn't give a shit. Natalie Bollinger didn't give a shit. You know, I had to unblock them. That's right. When I left Virginia, when people are going to go pulling shit like that, what do? I get the fuck away from them. I get completely the fuck away from them if I can. But it's fucking expensive. When you are literally told, because you have a dick, that every time somebody victimizes you, you're supposed to move. It costs thousands of dollars to fucking do that. I don't get thousands of dollars in disability money. What the fuck is wrong with you? You goddamn retards. You don't like that word? Stop treating me like I'm a fucking retard when I tell you that nobody could possibly move from every single goddamn predator when they're out here on the streets. It's not fucking possible. It's even worse. When we got fucking junkies like Natalie Bollinger, Alycia Bollinger, and Madi fucking slandering your name. But do these women take any responsibility for their actions? Yeah, slandering a man's name is an action. It's not just words. You have an intent and a fucking purpose when you knowingly and willingly slander a man's name in a way that you know gets people fucking murdered. You dumb fucking cunts. On January 9th of 2017, December 9th of 2017, this is after over a year after I had let Natalie Bollinger, Alycia Bollinger, Madi, all three of them know. I had to unblock them because I blocked them when I left Virginia. I had to unblock all three of them to ask for help, to tell them that I was being treated like I was some sort of fucking child molester or goddamn rapist. Are you out of your fucking mind? What the fuck makes you think that's okay? And then when you tell people, oh, you brought this on yourself, the fuck I did. If a man is abused and he speaks up, it means he brought it on himself. What are we taught? Of course, the cops don't want to do their jobs. They want you to take care of it out of court. They don't want to do any paperwork. They don't want to get involved in any sort of fucking bullshit like that. What do they tell you? You just need to man up. Or, I have real police work to do. Or, you should really just take care of this out of court. Or, do you have a lawyer or a friend or family member that can help you with that? No? Well, go to mental health then. Shit's all expensive. When your friend is being harmed, especially when they're a disabled and at-risk adult, they are more vulnerable than children. Only some of us are more capable of fighting someone off or fending someone off than a child is. And there are some of us, like myself, my older brother Eric. He used to tell people not to fuck with me because I had retard strength. Imagine how that made me feel, right? I'm not supposed to have any emotions, right? You guys are taught that autistic people don't have emotions. No. That's not it. We're victimized if we show the same emotions that you show. You just pretend that we're being unreasonable because we're not living up to your fantasies. Your expectations of us are fucking fantasies. Your belief that you can treat us differently than others, and then fill us full of bullshit about how we're all equal. Really, you don't treat us equal. You have nonstop expectations of human beings. Your expectations of what a man should have to endure are exponentially insane. And the less attractive a man is, the more likely you are to abuse him and pretend that you were abused. The more likely you are to use him as a tool from your toolbox and then just throw him away when you're done with him. And when you throw him away, you always have this easy fucking fallback. Oh, he probably just wanted to touch my cunt. You notice I used a derogatory term for that part this time. You notice In specific, I was using that word for a specific part of your body. And why is that? It's because you're using that fucking tool of your body, that part of your body. You're using it as a tool to harm others, to try to insinuate, oh, he must have wanted sex from me, and he's ugly, so he must have wanted to rape me, and because he's ugly, he's going to rape me if you don't stop him. Come to my rescue, poor me, poor me. Like that butch lady wanting to beat the fuck out of a dude half her size, thinking he was just gonna let her fucking pound on him. Then when he fucking showed her how easy it would be to just fucking end her existence, like, hey, you need to knock this the fuck off. You are not a man, first of all. You aren't growing up fighting like that. Also, I think it was Bug Out that did it. This dude's fucking tiny. I could be wrong about this. But the thing is, he wasn't trying to fight with anybody. Oh. It might not have been Bug Out. It might have been Will. I'm pretty sure it was Bug Out. Now, what did she say? Well, she was getting choked. Help! Help! Now, what'd the dude do? Let her go. And then she started screaming. See, she's dressed like a man, right? Got her hair cut like a man. Come up wanting to fight like a man. Even tried to make herself sound like a man. And after he did that, she was screaming at him. How dare you hit a girl? You're a woman abuser. You're a woman abuser. You're probably single. No girl is gonna be with you. You're a fucking pervert. You fucking like choking women. Holy shit. Jesus fucking goddamn Christ. Way to play fucking victim. See, most of us out here are fighting for the rights of the LGBT community. We're not fighting for your fucking rights, though. You're a fucking piece of shit. And then not even acting like a man. She's emulating what she believes men are in her fantasy in her head of all men are violent fucking monsters. Well, fucking keep your fucking nasty cockbeaters off of people, and you won't get your fucking ass beat. I mean, fucking seriously. And how manly are people really going to look at you? How much clout are you going to get as a butch when you try beating on a man half your size? Yeah, nobody wants to fucking hear your bullshit anymore. And that's one of those situations where, yeah, all of us were going to say, you know, it's real fucked up that you choked her instead of coming over here. But then again, there was a rail there and he couldn't. But you're supposed to tell these things to him. You're supposed to always try to make the man who defended himself feel like it's kind of his responsibility. He's got a dick. We're taught this from birth. It's never okay to hit a woman. Well, when your wife is trying to drown your kids in the bathtub, you might want to rethink that rule. especially if she's twice your size. Matter of fact, you might not want to think of her as a woman at that point. She's trying to kill your fucking kids. And if she's twice your size, you might want to get something big and fucking heavy. Fucking clot her in the back of the head. Between her life and your kid's life, yeah. Depends on the situation, depends on the woman. You're obviously not hitting her in the head with something with the intention of killing her. But you're wanting to make sure she doesn't kill you or the kids. And she's in the process of trying to kill the kids. Do what you have to do to save the kids. You have my fucking full permission to do whatever you have to do to fucking save those kids. Let's see if I used up too much battery on my car, so it won't start now. Hopefully not. It hasn't started beeping at me yet. Which it usually does, because I've got the 500 watt modified sine wave power inverter thing, and it'll start beeping if it doesn't have enough power to run my stuff. Usually that gives me 1 or 2 attempts before it's dead, so make sure we over rev it a little bit here. Now we also want to get back to the lesbian who was yelling all sorts of stuff at me at the door there at Starbucks. That was another butch woman. She very much wanted to come across as a Farmer John type. Like, you know, conservative and rural. That kind of person, you know. But it ends up just being meanness, and it comes across as meanness because that's what it is. You think it's okay for you to take out whatever abuses you've endured in your life on any man who exists. Any man who doesn't give you what you want. You treat him like he's the man who did those horrible things to you in your youth, don't you? I've had a lot of women tell me, you know what? When I stop dating a guy and I'm fucking tired of him and I don't like him anymore, I imagine he's my dad. Because then I can be ruthless. Now that's fucking cold-blooded. Meanwhile, are they ruthless with their dad? No, they still want to fucking get some money out of him. Some of them absolutely mean it when they say they don't want anything to do with him ever again. And most of them that get money say things like that too. But then you hit that hard spot where you're in fucking Portland. It's raining like a motherfucker. It's wintertime, so it's fucking cold. You're soaking wet. You gotta fucking smoke meth and fucking stay up at night so you don't get raped in your sleeping bag or beaten the fuck up. You gotta keep your sleeping bag unzipped. That way you can hopefully fight your way out, whereas if you zip it up, you're stuck. If someone wants to hurt you, they can just beat the fuck out of your face. Then there's also the fact that you get camping tickets in a lot of places. Urban camping. How dare you exist once you've become homeless? Anywhere in the United States. How dare you be homeless in Houston, Texas? Here's a ticket to Portland. How dare you be homeless in Portland? Here's a ticket to Seattle. How dare you be homeless in Seattle? Here's a ticket to Houston. You get what I'm saying here? Most of the time, they won't give you a ticket to go somewhere else. What they'll do is they'll wait until you have a complete and total mental breakdown from being taken advantage of. And then they'll charge you with some bullshit. They won't even tell you they charge you with something in most cases. And then they'll give you a ticket. They'll offer you a ticket. When you've gone to them before trying to get help, going to somewhere else, and they say, oh, we don't do that, we don't do that, we don't do that, we don't do that. Oh, well, now they've pressed charges against you because you had a mental fucking breakdown. Now they're willing to send you somewhere else. And then they get to spend money if it's an extraditable warrant to bring you back. And if it's not an extraditable warrant, they use it as an excuse to, well, if he comes back, then we'll fucking do this shit. And maybe then he won't have the evidence with him and we can get away with it. Or we can arrest him and just have the tow truck driver take his vehicle. No public pretender is going to go get the evidence out of it. Us guys know how it really is. Especially on the streets. We're the most likely recipient of every single type of abuse. That's right. When a serial rapist from the LGBT community wants to go victimize somebody, they go after the same pool of people as men who serial rape women. They primarily go for homeless women. The majority of those killed by the 2 serial killers in Portland are homeless women. But they're not the ones being advertised, are they? No, the ones being advertised are the ones people actually give a shit about. The ones in houses, who have family in houses who actually give a shit. Imagine that. Sure sounds nice, don't it? Anyway, I got $5 that I can spend on gas. I should probably spend it on gas, but I'm hungry. I ate all my mashed taters and gravy. So I'm probably gonna go in and get a couple of bucks worth of macaroni and cheese. Hopefully it's after 11, let me see. Nope. Ain't gonna be no mac and cheese. I guess we'll just go see what we can make of it, huh? The hell? Apparently somebody named Rita posted on my timeline. Don't know who she is. I don't know what she posted. I guess I should probably take a look. Y'all notice I got a big mouth, right? Did you notice I have a big mouth for a reason? It's kind of significant. You know what's worse than a child molester? Somebody who helps them get away with it. That's right, I said worse. Because if you help them get away with it, it goes from one victim to many. From one instance of abuse to a lot of instances of abuse. Once the victim's been exposed for coming forward, that allows the predator foreknowledge of the situation. And when that happens, the predator kind of has to wait it out and see if anyone actually gives a holy goddamn. If nobody gives a holy goddamn, then yeah, they can do whatever the fuck they want to the victim, over and over and over again. Yeah, most of us autistic folks are aware of that fact and that tactic. At least those of us with Asperger's. Those of us who are high-functioning autistic. I got my man's skirt all punched up. Let me fix it. My man's skirt is the only thing hiding my unsightly, not so cherubim backside. I got a big old tear in my jeans. Happy birthday to me. I smell a lot like pee and a little bit of dookie. Happy birthday to me. It's like a little roller skate. What do you need?
Can you go turn this on for me real quick?
Yeah.
Awesome, I appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
I'll give you $1.
Oh, it's for you?
Yeah.
Not again, though.
Okay.
Morning.
It is, isn't it? That's weird. I'm coming and get some macaroni and cheese, and then I remember they usually don't have it out till 11.
Oh, in the deli.
Yep. Hey, I don't have a place to cook, so I gotta buy prepared food.
Gotcha. We have pretty good macaroni sitting out. Do you like it when it's white cheddar or smoked Gouda or something, mac and cheese? Have you ever tried that one?
I've tried the spicy one they have, the
Oh, I
Hattie
haven't had that
chili,
one.
and I've also tried the regular one.
Yeah, I like the smoked Gouda one, I think is what it is. That one's always delicious. And the white.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I don't mind doing it for folks. I just don't want to be giving money to people that I'm gonna get in trouble for.
Oh, right.
I'm not saying that you're trouble, but you
No, I get
kind
it.
of do have that reputation. And I don't mind looking out or sharing anything like that. Still, I know how it is out here.
Yeah, that sucks. I want to get out of here. I'm tired of it. I've only been in Tillamook for a couple of months now. I already hate it.
You know, I'm not a big fan of it myself, but this is the United States now. It's just how it is.
Right. Get stuck somewhere, it's hard to get out of there.
Yep. When you're stuck in a moment that you can't get out of. Well, it's not just a moment if you're getting gray haired out of it.
Yeah.
If your beard grows longer than an inch, yeah, you've been there a while.
Yeah. Fuck, man, my beard's thinner. Needs to come. Just have like
Express some cash for white trash.
huh?
That's express some cash for white trash. Oh my god, it's chilly.
It is cold out. Need some fucking woolen papers.
I'm pretty sure I got $2 to go get myself some mac and cheese. They just don't have mac and cheese yet.
If you're buying something, you could too and turn in that other ticket and just give it to them.
You got another ticket?
Just a buck $50, but you can buy your mac and cheese with it.
No, I already turned in a ticket.
Right, but if you go to the regular checkout, they'll let you return a ticket if you're buying something. That's their little loophole. So I'd go to self checkout, turn in a normal ticket, and then I'd go get myself like a yogurt or something. Go to the checkout, and bring it up, and take it.
Well, I'm definitely not going to treat either one of y'all any less like human beings. I just got to cover my ass because
Right.
I've been doing this for Alexander as well.
Oh,
One other gentleman too. And
that's a bit much.
there's one guy who's sober, and I really do like doing it for him. The only reason that he doesn't go in, he's not allowed in the store. He
Yeah.
got busted stealing, which makes perfect sense. So I'll run in for him. He's apologetic about what he did. He's done what he can to make his amends, but he's got
Yeah, see, that's my part.
he's got like 3 more months before he's allowed back.
How did he do that? 'Cause I've tried talking to him about that too. They told me there's nothing I can do.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was trespassed from the property, so that's 4 years.
For a year?
Mhm.
Okay, see, I'm trespassing the property too.
Oh, well,
I went to the
that's
bathroom.
illegal. That's not.
Right. So I went in the bathroom and they ate some chicken. So they kicked me out of the store. 86 people in the bathroom. It's not like I could go in there and sweep the floor or get some chicken. They don't work that way nowadays.
They don't.
Even though they throw most of it away at the end of the day anyways.
You'd be surprised.
You'd be
People are
shocked.
poor everywhere. You know, I know they throw stuff out. I used to be a dumpster diver and I used to eat that way.
Yeah.
But like most of these folks, poor folks,
Right.
they're working at Safeway.
Right. Yeah. Nobody, I heard nobody at Safeway even makes $20 an hour.
Well, some of them they do have to throw a bunch away at the end of the night, but you know you also get discounted as an employee there, and a lot of people do try to eat that way.
Right.
But if you be good to them, they'll be good to you. Hold the wool over their eyes.
Right.
I just want to make sure I'm not getting 86 for doing something that I shouldn't.
Right.
I understand
Exactly.
the time is tough and all that.
Right. Yeah, and if you got too many people you're already doing it for, we can easily find there's other people that we can have.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Well, I saw him running like the night before last, and the staff come out after him.
Really?
Now,
That wasn't me.
They didn't run after him.
Right.
They just came out and were like, they
What?
stared him down.
That wasn't me.
That might have been
He
me.
had the same mechanic shirt on before he got under now.
I didn't come out of the store. I haven't been in the store
Well, I
in
didn't
days
see you
and
come out of the
days.
store. I just saw you going that way. I didn't see you in the store. I
I
just
was
saw
gonna say
them
it might have
coming out.
been me because I've had to run from here.
Only if you were wearing that hoodie.
No. I mean, that hoodie used to be pink.
Yeah, I know
It
you
was.
wash it. Fucking
Right?
Yep. I just hope they don't confuse him for me.
It's actually hard to
They
do.
might beat him up if they thought it was me.
Right. I'm gonna go try to find a cigarette real quick.
Well, good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught.
We'll try to stay okay. You don't have an app, do you?
I don't. Be safe. Yep. Oh, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go to the deli and I'm getting something to eat. That is about the brightest colored fan I've seen in a while. Bright yellow. Sticks out like a sore thumb because, well, yellow is the first color the eye notices, and that thing is pretty big and boxy, so it towers above everything else in the parking lot. On the bright side, I do have rolling papers, so as long as I can gather enough snacks, I can roll me a cigarette. Anyway, like I was saying, there's things you just don't do, and there's things you just don't say, and there's things you just don't pretend. Just because you didn't get what you wanted doesn't make it okay to destroy another person's life and then play stupid. Oh, I didn't do anything wrong. You brought this on yourself. No, I didn't. See, that's the thing, is that when a male is victimized, you tell him it's his fault for putting himself in a position to be victimized. And with a woman, you just pretend everything is rape. Or rape related, or because men are rapey, especially ugly men. If he tells you no, he's rapey, I mean, basically it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. And one thing you might have noticed is that in all this time, how many years has it been? How many? Nothing at all added Natalie. At all. Even once. Accusing me of any of that crap. Not once out of Alycia Bollinger either. Anyway, I'm gonna walk over to my car and roll me a cigarette. And I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of it. With my other phone not having the service on it anymore right now, so of course I can't use the internet to play any of these videos for you like I've been doing. Gary said he'd meet me today, but he didn't give me a time or call me, so I don't know. Whatever he's gonna do, he's gonna do. I guess I'll do the hurry up and wait thing like I usually do. I'm glad he showed up and helped. Right now, I'm trying not to be all hissy and angry because I'm fucking starting to hurt a lot. Obviously, people don't deserve the wrath of Sean if they didn't do nothing wrong. Right? There's a lot of people who want to say, I didn't do anything wrong. This is a girl thing to say. No matter what she did wrong, it's, I didn't do anything wrong. Oh, please, Mr. Man, fix it for me. Like Veronica Bruce. She did fucked up shit. Doesn't make her evil. Doesn't make her a bad person. Everybody fucks up. It's when you try to hide it, especially at the expense of another human being, that you become a fucked up person. You goddamn right I tell the truth about those situations. The longer you try to hide it, the more the consequences are going to be. And that doesn't necessarily mean for you. Sometimes when you let 12-year-old Genghis Khan go on a rampage, he ends up murdering tens of thousands of people at a time. Sometimes you gotta reel in your little fucking tyrant and say, hey, stop being a fucking shit brick. We're not trying to raise Adolf Hitler here. Right? You also get to hear in the recordings that I've got with my bullies here in Tillamook, I'm getting bullied by boys and girls. Boys and girls. There were boys and girls in that vehicle the other night that were throwing shit at me. Same thing that night with the pumpkins. And that recording where they're yelling the N-word. Same thing there. Yeah, girls can be predatory. Especially if they want to be popular and they want certain people to like them. If the asshole that you think is so dreamy is an asshole to homeless people, well, stands to reason that if you want him to breed with you, then you got to be mean to homeless people. And it really does come down to that in many situations. But that doesn't mean that's the situation every time. Not every woman out there is some dumb cunt trying to get some dick. Not every dude out there is some fucked up asshole trying to fucking rape somebody. Well, there's a bunch of mold in my stuff here, but it's good to have a lot of this stuff back. I had a pirate's ship that I made out of popsicle sticks, but it has since disintegrated and fallen apart significantly. Ain't much left of it. Wet tape. Everything at the bottom is soaked. Well. Oh, and mouse turds. Gotta love the mouse turds. Yeah. Doesn't that make you hungry? Let's eat. You get to see here through all of this. When people did bad shit and got busted doing bad shit, and it's recorded that they did that bad shit, those people wanted to retaliate against me. Not just for explaining that they did bad shit, but also recording that bad shit. See, for a lot of people, they got this vivid imagination that makes them believe that everybody's a fucking idiot. The exuberance of youth, right? So when you're pissed off that somebody spoke up about a situation, keep in mind that if it's in a live recording and I'm speaking about it and you're pissed off that I'm speaking about it, you're going to be way pissed off because it's not just me speaking about it. It's also recorded. You get to see how Wolnez, when he started his bullshit, how that's recorded. There's also multiple recordings with him afterwards, aren't there? Yep. And a lot of people want to ignore how shit started. No, that's not it. Why it started is important. I've never been charged with any form of child abuse. Ted Bollinger has been convicted. Rose M. Kelly has been convicted. That's right. Amy Cleena Kingery, Amy Witcher. Oh, I better not bring that up. Those are women. And as we all know, women are made out of sugar and spice and everything nice, and they could never be predatory towards anyone for any reason whatsoever. There's no such thing as a gold digger. No, those are good little girls. Just want a loving husband. And how dare that sick old pervert, that disgusting man, take advantage of that poor, beautiful girl. Oh my God, fucking gag me with a fucking spoon. So this is the part where I sing happy birthday to myself, right? I'm not going to say what you want me to say. It doesn't matter how much you expect. I don't live in your head. That's a shitty facsimile of me, based on your assumptions and your agendas, your wants. The all men are the same bullshit? Yeah, any woman who tells you that is a shitty excuse for a human being. Same as any man who wants to pretend that all women are the same. They're not. Some men and some women are actually decent excuses for human beings. Most of them, however, are not. Rose M. Kelly was aware of what I was being abused over. I sent her a message January 9th of 2017. I let Natalie and Alycia and Madi also know that I was being abused over a year earlier. It was November of 2016. Sorry, November 2017. Sorry. Yeah, November of 2016. When I first let Maddie Bowen know. And I let Natalie Bollinger know as well. I had to unblock them to do that. And I've said that a few times in this video, and I'll say it again. I had to unblock them on Facebook to tell them that I was being treated like a goddamn child molester. Before Natalie was killed, I'd let her mom know that too. Before I exposed her dad on the internet with her email, yeah, that was a last-ditch fucking effort to get help stopping the abuse. You tell a man who's being abused just to ignore it. And then you pretend he never came to you for help. Or you promise that you'll help him. And then when you don't keep your word, you pretend that he did something wrong because you didn't keep your word. No, you're a shitty excuse for a human being and you fucking know it. Every woman out there knows that it's important to turn it in right away. The ones who don't are the ones who think they can play games out of it and get something out of it. I had a lot of people tell me that my grandpa was a pervert, that he liked to hire little girls that I went to high school with, by the way, to go pull rye, and he'd sit on the tailgate and watch them like a pervert. Now, growing up, my mom used to tell the story of Grandpa Brian Bruns. How he touched her inappropriately when she was a kid. How he was raping her while she was in high school. This is the stories I got to hear about my grandpa. But she still had grandpa in her life. Why didn't she turn him in? Ever? Because she and my Uncle Greg were able to use that to extort him out of over $200,000. Who cares if he's a sick fucking pervert who's going to hire Allison Fornander to go out there and pick rye? Fucking gross. Letting your daughter work for Brian Bruns was paramount to prostitution. Sure, he was just sitting on his tailgate staring like a perv. But that should be okay, right? No, it shouldn't. When my mom told me that my grandpa Bruns had cancer, I asked what kind. She said he's got colon cancer. I said, well, he's an asshole. What other kind could he get? I might sneeze, and if I do, I'm real sorry about the snot on the screen. Yeah. Alright, much better, I hope. I'll open my door. These folks didn't go telling people that I raped or molested anybody. They just inferred that I might, and that's good enough. If a man is actually victimized and he speaks out, you just infer that he might try to touch your naughties, or that he might try to abuse a child. How many of the people that I stayed with, how many of them had to deal with actual predators telling them things like, oh, you could get in trouble and get your kids took for having dangerous men around. Well, I'm not a dangerous man around. In many of these situations, I was the only man in the household willing to stick up for the children. Most of the women I know with children use them as a manipulation tool. Oh, poor me, I have kids, I need sympathy. Oh, I would never do anything wrong. I'm made of sugar and spice and everything nice. And I have kids, so I'm super mamas now. And he's just a man, and all men are perverts, and he's a horrible person, and he probably wants to beat me. Is that good enough? Oh, I'm afraid because, yeah. I'm going to play victim because that's what a woman does when she gets busted. God bless America. God bless America. We teach boys from birth that it's their job to protect women and children. We teach women how to manipulate men because of it. While boys are forced to mature very rapidly as soon as they turn 18, most girls are stuck in that mentality that they're smarter than boys, that they're more mature than boys. No, you mature more physically than boys, faster. You start going through puberty at a younger age, on average. You will have a growth spurt and be taller than the boys for about a year or two. That's only statistically, because some of you girls are going to tower above the boys for the rest of your life. You're just going to keep on growing until you're 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". And some of those boys aren't going to grow to be 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". Some of them are only going to be 4'8", 4'9", 5'6", 5'9". But yet you shove all men into the category of muscle-bound beefcakes out to rape everything with a vagina. We're rape monsters. There's no such thing as a man. There's only rape monsters. Oh, help us, please. We might be raped. Not likely in most scenarios, because most people are not fucking interested in raping you. Most people ain't interested in going to prison, not that you noticed. People will do some terrible shit to stay out of prison, including kill you. Now look how many women that I tried to turn in, and I was prevented from doing so. Same tactics every time, gaslighting tactics. And the police use the exact same tactics. They just make inferences to try to make you look bad. And then, of course, you're never allowed to defend yourself. And your public pretender lets you know outright, he's just not going to defend you. Oh, I've got an overwhelming caseload. Well, that doesn't make it okay. Is it okay to rape a woman because you have an overwhelming caseload? Is it okay to rape a child because you have overwhelming caseload? If you got an overwhelming caseload, you'd think that you'd want to get this done and over with by doing your job as soon as possible, instead of wasting a whole bunch of time trying to argue with the victim and get them to plead guilty. Oh, we can't requisition the evidence. We can only use the evidence that the cops allow. No. I am allowed to show evidence that I tried to turn in those officers and why. I am allowed to show that those officers retaliated against me and why. The same thing with the Bollinger family. They did horrible things and showed themselves to be horrible excuses for human beings. I don't owe it to you to fucking kiss your ass. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't owe it to you to keep my mouth shut. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't owe it to take your abuse. I don't owe it to take abuse from Natalie and her friends. And I certainly don't deserve to be treated like I did the things that Ted Bollinger did. I don't deserve to be treated like I did the things that Tim Beeson did. I don't deserve to be treated like I did the things Madi Boa did. Or the things that Troy Bollinger and many others did. Yeah, Natalie had a lot of predators in her life. A lot of them. And they weren't all men. Madi Boa had a crush. She was infatuated with getting the matching set. She was also friends with one of the people that these web sleuths try to pretend is a fake profile that I made up. Really? You really think that I made up a whole bunch of profiles years ago, many of them before I ever met Natalie, so that I could converse with literally hundreds of friends that apparently don't exist, and have conversations with myself, and like, really, you guys make this into some big goddamn schizophrenic game that somebody would have to be a computer genius and have 24 access to be able to do that. Obviously, that ain't me. Y'all are fucked up people. No matter what, you just make any excuse not to even try. And I try to explain to you, hey, you know what? The rules are different for me than they are for others. If you're going to tell me something that is against the law, and you're going to set that in stone because you know for a fact it's the law, really, then you should speak up about it because it wasn't followed. And I bet you, while you're telling me something is not against the law, I bet you if I do that, it's against the law. When you tell me something is against the law, and I try to show you, hey, here's examples of literally dozens of people that I know doing exactly that to me. If you know for a fact that it's against the law, and you're telling me I'm a bad person for doing it back, well, let's take a look at the situation. And none of this two wrongs don't make a right bullshit. Someone's trying to fucking kill your family and they end up dead. They fucking deserve it. Don't fucking try to kill people's families. Don't threaten to kill people's families. If people threaten you back, don't be a little fucking bitch about it. I don't get the luxury of hiding behind the cops. All cops are bitches. All of them. Every police officer will act like a woman when they do something wrong. They'll do the exact same things that women are taught to do. Gang up on their fucking victim. Yeah. The thing is, I let Natalie Bollinger know that I was getting treated like I was some sort of perverted fucking goddamn rapist chimo motherfucker. And she knew those things didn't happen, but she didn't care. I let Alycia Bollinger know. She knew those things didn't happen, but she didn't care. I let Madi Boa know. And she knew those things didn't happen, but she didn't care. She didn't care how much people hurt me over things that never happened. I never molested Natalie, never molested Alycia, and I didn't even know their fucking names till they were goddamn adults. I couldn't tell them apart. They were just two people that I knew. I'd seen them around. They'd come up to groups of people that I was sitting with. It's not like they hung out with me when they were 13 years old and we were always out getting all fucking drunk and fucked up on heroin together. Oh, that's their fucking dad. Their Uncle Troy. Y'all are disgusting people. But at least I say something about it, right? Yeah, somebody's got to. Anyway, it's my birthday today. I might fly a sign and see if my luck's any decent. I'm fucking tired. I don't get much sleep. And y'all just ignore the fact that we're abused more than all of the rest of you. Men, the disabled, and the homeless. When it's a man, a disabled person, or a homeless person, you just pretend like they did it to themselves. Like they wanted it, needed it, chose it, and deserved it. A man deserves to get raped for dressing like a whore, right? That's what you turn it into every time, isn't it? You do something fucked up while you're dressed like a whore, and although you weren't raped, and it had nothing to do with sex except that you dressed up like a whore and showed up wanting to get some free fucking dick, but then you wanted to be in competition, you wanted to get drunk, you wanted to act a goddamn fool, and now you're in a fucked up situation because you wanted to be a drunk, dumb whore. And people weren't having it. How many times you seen that scenario? Now she's pissed off. She'll try to find some drunk idiot in the bar to protect her honor. Jesus fucking Christ. Could we get this drunk bozo out of here? That's why they got bouncers. Most of the time, men in bars don't start shit. Most of the time, a woman starts the shit, and a man is supposed to defend her honor. She's got no honor. What the fuck are you doing? This isn't a lady who's going to treat you like a gentleman. This is a bitch using you as a fucking gladiator slave to do her bidding. She starts the fight, you do the violent bullshit. You go to jail, and poor her, she's a victim. Oh, I didn't know he was going to do that. Shut the fuck up. You knew exactly what the fuck you were doing. Maddie Boa knew exactly what she was doing. So did Natalie. So did Alycia. So did Rose M. Kelly, a.k.a. Rose M. Self. Natalie's real mother. What a dumb fucking cunt. That goes for all four of them. Natalie's not just dead because nobody would fucking listen to me. Which, by the way, is because of her and her sister and Maddie Boa slandering my name. If they hadn't slandered my name, people would have listened. Those people slandering my name made it so that I was harmed when I went to see my friends and family. I was actually assaulted. My life was actually threatened. I was treated like a child molester and a fucking rapist for over a year because I told two people that were grown adults no. Why isn't a man allowed to tell a woman no? Why is it that we have taught women that a man who tells her no deserves to be punished? How dare he say no? How dare you teach your daughter that? How dare you teach your son that it's never okay to hit a woman, but you teach your daughter that she gets to hit him once for free? And she might decide that it resets every 30 seconds. The most violent relationships in America, bar none, are lesbian relationships. Nobody beats the fuck out of another person more than a lesbian with a girlfriend. Nobody. Statistically, she is the most likely person. And why is this? Because we don't teach girls that it's never okay to hit a girl. They don't translate it that way. They translate it as it's never okay to hit her. But if you're in a relationship and you're angry and you're dating a woman, you automatically revert to treating her how your mother taught you to treat men. It's okay for you to hit a man because you're a woman. So you're hitting another woman, pretending like she must be a man and these things are okay. Would it be okay if a man did it? Speaking of that, I've never seen a man actually whoop a woman's ass. And that's the truth. I have never in my lifetime seen a man go full bore on a woman. Ever. Every single fight that I have ever seen between a man and a woman, the man has been kind to her. And that sucks, because how does he get treated? It's either you got beat up by a girl or you're a woman beater. You're not allowed to defend yourself. You're not allowed to hit her back. That's what predators do. Only predators defend themselves when they're being assaulted by a woman. And that's how every woman in America paints it. Every one of them. Now, she may not paint it for some situations, but with her, she's been taught she can and she can get away with it, and it's okay. Because women 100 years ago didn't have, well, over 100 years ago now, didn't have the right to vote. It's okay for you to be a shitty person here in America, because in some countries, women don't have the right to vote. You know what? In some countries, nobody's allowed to vote, stupid. If it's okay for you to victimize men in America, because there are women in some countries that aren't allowed to vote, by that very same reasoning, and considering equality, it should be okay for men to victimize women in this country. Because there are countries where men don't have the right to vote. We've taught women that you help a man by talking about yourself nonstop and by slandering people's names behind their back. Jesus. All right. Well, we got it all fixed, didn't we? My phone turned off for a sec, but it's back on. It's working better. Check my other phone and see if Gary got a hold of me yet. Nope. Happy birthday to me. Danger looming. Powerful cyclones in a storm. All right. That's an alert for Seattle 45 minutes ago. I don't know why it changed mine from Tillamook and Portland, which is what it's bouncing back and forth between, but whatever. But just to show you that I'm not in Seattle, since apparently my phone is saying that I'm in Seattle. There's the Tillamook County Library. We'll point the phone at the Tillamook County Library so you can see that it's the Tillamook County Library on 3rd Street in Tillamook, Oregon. It's on 3rd and Stillwell. Obviously not Seattle. Safeway in Tillamook, Oregon. Here's the optometrist here in Tillamook, Oregon, that building there. It's a parking lot. Yep. Here's the Holly. Or something of that nature. Yep. Definitely not in fucking Seattle. One time I got on and I told my MapQuest that I wanted to go to, where was I? If I can remember where I was, I'll remember exactly where I was trying to go. Anyway, it said that I was in Bangladesh. Or Bengal or some nation like that. I'm like, no, I'm definitely in Estados Unidos.